Have no fear, the Digipreneur is here as we get into the second hour on this beautiful Tuesday, the 19th of March, 2024. Keron Rose, good morning, my friend. Great to see you.
Good morning, and as always, a pleasure to be here with you, JW.
Always a pleasure. It's a big learning curve for all of us. I mean, I'm always with pen in hand, when you're talking, Keron. It's like this is a lecture series, I don't know if people realize what's going on, All right.
I love it.
Love it too. Listen, we're talking about receiving funds from clients or friends using PayPal in 2024. So again, just walk us through it for those who they hear about PayPal, but they don't really understand it. Let's start there, and then we could now talk about using the platform to receive funds.
Absolutely. So PayPal, the reason why this is really important is because PayPal is the largest payment platform in the world. It is essentially the gold standard. So when people are selling products online through their websites, the majority of platforms are using PayPal as the payment processor to process those payments. But also for those who are not in business, if you have friends and family around the world, chances are they have a PayPal account, and it makes it easier for them to send and receive funds all across the world.
Okay, and this is being done from the comfort of your laptop, your phone. You're able to just transfer funds. I mean, clearly a credit card is required. Debit card also could be used on the platform?
Yeah, so I mean, and this is why we're going to be having the conversation. So if you were going to be using, let's just say you wanted to, if you're looking to make payments online, if you want to buy a product, you're going to have a credit card, right? If you're looking to send money to somebody online, you're going to have a credit card or a Visa debit card that has some U.S. allocation. So you have banks like JMB, Venture Credit Union, that give you about a $200 to $250 a month to spend for U.S. online. I know it's not a lot, but we all know there's a Forex limitation in Trinidad. So a lot of the banks have a cap on how much you could spend. But yeah, if you have a credit card, you could make purchases online, or you could send money utilizing PayPal. And if you don't have a credit card, use any of the banks that have a Visa debit card that give you some sort of US allocation.
Okay. So for the entrepreneur, you're selling something, you want to open up the PayPal account. Is there a yearly fee, a monthly subscription? What's the process to get the platform so you could now receive funds for your product or service?
Absolutely. So if you are in business and you are looking to use PayPal as an option to accept payments on your platform, even if you don't have a website, but you want to send digital invoices to clients around the world, you could send a digital invoice using PayPal so that they could pay you. In order to set this thing up, the first thing you're going to need is one of the banks that allow you to receive funds from PayPal. So the PayPal account is going to be free. There is no yearly fee, nothing like that. It is free, right? But you need an account with a bank that's going to allow you to accept those payments from PayPal. So those banks are as follows, people. They are JMB, they are PSCU Credit Union, Venture Credit Union, Rand Credit Union. They all give out a Visa debit card that allows you to accept the funds from PayPal. You can also accept payments from PayPal if you have a Visa credit card from any bank except for RBC. MasterCards do not work in order to receive payments. You could use it to spend money on PayPal, but to receive those payments and have the funds deposited to the account, they only do that with Visa credit card. And also the latest application payment platform, Color. Color allows you to now, when you get the Color card, you can add that to your PayPal account, and you can actually receive funds from PayPal to Color, which once it's inside of Color, you have two options. Either you can have those funds sent to the Color card, which you could then use online. They do give you a US limit of up to 500 US per month on the card. Or you can, once the funds are inside of Color, you can have it deposited to your local bank account, whichever bank account it is that you bank with in Trinidad. So that's really become a huge option for people accepting funds from PayPal.
And obviously with that transfer of funds, you can now go into the ATM and withdraw physical cash.
Absolutely. So once you, like, if you're using with any of the banks, JMMB, PSCU, Color, because they have that Visa debit card, once the funds from PayPal have hit your local accounts, you then use your bank cards. You can go pay for your groceries, whatever you want at a point of sale, or you can go to an ATM and insert your cards and withdraw the funds that you would have received from either your clients overseas or from friends and family that are sending you that money.
In case of some little mishap, some discrepancy, sometimes somebody might probably miss a number or the transaction didn't really go through. Where does one go for resolution? Is it an online platform? Is there a number to call? Where does one go to just really query if an issue ever comes up?
Yes, good question. So if you have any problems with PayPal, there's three forms of resolution. One, you can call them. Usually I just get on the phone and call them. I like to speak to somebody, especially when it comes to financial matters. But you also do have the ability to chat with them. Their chat is available online, so you don't have to call. You can chat with somebody live, or you could send them an email, and then you can do the back and forth correspondence through email. But I suggest you contact them in that order. Phone call first, second is chat, and then third using the email platform.
You find more and more people going down this road? I mean, is this I know you said it's the gold standard worldwide, but when we look at the Trinidad and Tobago market, I say this because I'm still taken aback. The technology is here. I went to, it's a quick side note, I went to Massey on Sunday, and I was part of the self-checkout promotion, and I think it's a great option. It's something I always utilize. And I'm watching the line, long line, people still waiting to go by the cashier. And I'm saying, the two self-checkout stations are absolutely free. And I don't know if it's people, they are nervous, if they just don't know how to engage the technology. I'm trying to think of how do we get those who still hold on to cash as king. They love that cash transaction. They want to deal with no cards. They want to deal with no tech. Will they eventually get left behind? I mean, where are we in terms of the world as it pertains to this kind of virtual online transaction business and engaging with business on that level where you're not actually feeling, because Keron, there are people who want to feel and see the physical cash.
And that's fine. So I'll preface my response by saying this. We keep hearing about cashless this, cashless society that, right? And that has been a buzzword in Trinidad where everybody kicks up a big fuss about cashless for a variety of reasons. I'll start off by saying that there is nowhere in the world that is cashless. The country that has the least amount of cash, physical cash circulating in their system is Norway. They only have about 2% of transactions that happen in physical cash. Everything else is some form of digital channels. For us here in Trinidad and Tobago, you are going to have people that still want to use cash, and that's fine, right? The point that we are at now is we can't just only be using cash. We need to start to build all of these other channels because not everybody wants to use cash. Not everybody wants to line up. People want to be able to conduct business however they see fit. And if we can migrate more people to the digital channels, that's going to free up more people who want to use cash, who want to line up. The lines are not going to be as long, but there's a lot of transactions that we have to do via a teller because they're not available online for us to do. In the case of the supermarket, now with the self-checkout, right? It's very interesting. If you look at a place like WebSource that has the majority of their tellers now are gone, and it's mainly self-checkout kiosks. The one thing I've noticed with WebSource versus say the supermarkets is WebSource has been conditioning and teaching everybody how to use their app, how to use their self-checkout. Even when you walk in, they're showing you how to use these things. And now when you go into WebSource, there's almost never a line. Everybody's using the self-checkout. Versus when you go into the grocery, you still don't really have people kind of showing you how to use it. They're kind of just there or around if you mess up.
Well, Keron, we did a whole, like for a whole month and change, we did full rollout in terms of, and there are people, supervisors normally actually assist those with the self-checkout. I'm just thinking there are people who, just like when they tried the kiosks in the airport, remember that? The self-checkout in the airport? I don't know if you remember that happened. There are people there are people who rather feel engaged with a human being. They're not really yet fixed on interacting with a machine. And I think we had to kind of get over the hurdle. Because some people just look like they're nervous, Keron.
Yeah, but it's so crazy because as soon as we leave Trinidad, we assimilate, right? We've removed the kiosks in Trinidad for some political and legal reasons, right? But when we go to Barbados, everything is a kiosk. It's self-checkout. When you go to Jamaica. Everything kiosk and self-checkout, and we use those things, no problem. But again, even when you go to Barbados and Jamaica, there's a group of people there, and the first question they ask is, have you used one of these things before? No? Come, let me show you. And again, they're still teaching people who have never used these things. So I think the education is always going to have to be there. I think it has to be constant. We're not in a place right now where everybody is thinking they trust it right away. So I think that's always going to have to be something that we have to continuously do, and not just for a 1 month or 2 months. But no, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'm glad that people don't want to use the self-checkout in the groceries because I'm in and out. I am in and out.
I was in and out Sunday, I can tell you. And I mean, I'm happy the facility is there. First time I saw that would have been probably Walmart or something away. And I was like, wow, Massey brought this, amazing. And I'm just saying, I can't understand. Long line, Keron, and it's there, it's available, and there are people still nervous. So I'm glad we have this. We continue with our discussions, and hopefully.
Hold on. To your point, right? Do you know who's bringing it out that I think is going to sensitize more people to it?
Who?
KFC.
What? Okay, well, yeah.
KFC is not just open again, right? They're now rolling out the self-checkout kiosks.
Okay.
I think now that KFC is making that transition, I think more people are going to start to interact with it.
Keron, when the doubles man bring out self-checkout, that's when I know we arrived. You understand?
That's when we've arrived.
Sweet sauce, take some conveyor belt, your doubles reach, we arrive. Don't worry, it's coming. Keron Rose, all the best, man.
Take care. See you guys next week. JW.
For sure. God spare Keron Rose, our Digipreneur, as always, every Tuesday. Up next, Dr. LeBlanc. She joins me on set live for conversations on cancer. It's up next.